The phone buzzed on the counter, its glow slicing through the dim kitchen like a flare. I froze mid-sip, the bitter coffee scorching my tongue as I read the message. At my ex's place. His dad passed. Don't be jealous. My stomach lurched, the mug slipping from my hand and shattering against tile. Porcelain shards scattered across the floor, but I barely registered them. Those words seared into me, each one a needle tearing apart the fragile trust I'd been holding together with Leia. Don't be jealous. It wasn't reassurance. It read like a taunt, like she knew exactly how it would gut me. I stood motionless, the air thick with the smell of coffee and panic clawing at my chest. Leia had been drifting from me for weeks. Missed calls, half-baked excuses, a perfume I didn't recognize clinging to her scarf. I told myself it was nothing. Work stress, the weight of her mother's illness. I tried to believe it. But this casual, almost smug text ripped straight through all the excuses I'd wrapped around her distance. Why was she there? Why now? And why would she even mention jealousy unless she had something to hide? The silence of the apartment was unbearable, broken only by the fridge humming like static in my skull. I paced, my socks snagging on the rough floor, my mind replaying the past month, her late-night errands. Her phone always flipped face down, the hollow laughter that sounded more like performance than joy. I wanted to call her, to demand the truth, but my fingers shook over the screen. What scared me more, the lie, or the possibility she wouldn't even need one? Instead, I grabbed my jacket and keys. The leather creaked as I slipped it on, my heartbeat hammering louder than the rain outside. The drive blurred into streaks of wet neon. Red lights, slick pavement, wipers screeching across glass. My mind churned with images I didn't want but couldn't escape. Her leaning into Marcus, her ex, heads close, his hand on her arm. The kind of intimacy that doesn't vanish just because a relationship ends. Marcus lived on the edge of town, in a sagging duplex that always looked like it might collapse in on itself. I'd only been there once, years ago, when Leia picked up old books she'd left behind. I remember the way Marcus looked at her then. Too long, too familiar. I hated him for it, not because of who he was, but because of what he and Leia had shared, something I could never erase. When I pulled up across the street, the house looked darker than I remembered. The front door hung slightly open, like an invitation I didn't want but couldn't refuse. My grip on the steering wheel was so tight my knuckles ached. I texted her, "You okay? Want to pick you up?" My thumb hovered before pressing send, like the message itself might set everything on fire. No reply. The silence was worse than a lie. I stepped into the rain, cold cutting through my jacket, and crossed the street. The porch groaned under my weight as I peeked through the crack of the door. Inside, the living room was dim, cluttered with empty beer cans and a sagging couch. The faint glow of a TV flickered somewhere deeper in the house. And then her scent. Vanilla. Her perfume. My stomach twisted. La! My voice broke as it left me, barely audible over the downpour. Nothing. I pushed the door wider, the hinges whining. Wet footprints trailed behind me on the carpet as I followed low voices toward the kitchen. There they were, silhouetted in the glow of a bare bulb. Leia sat at the table, fingers curled around a mug, shoulders folded in. Marcus leaned against the counter, arms crossed, his face shadowed. They hadn't noticed me yet. For a moment, I wasn't her husband. I was an intruder watching something I was never meant to see. "I didn't mean for this to happen," Leia murmured. Her voice cracked. "I thought I could handle being here, but it's too much." "You don't owe him an explanation," Marcus said flatly. "You don't owe him anything." The words froze my blood. I stepped forward, a floorboard creaking under me. Leia's head snapped up, her eyes wide, tears shining. "Jake!" she gasped, her mug clattering against the table. "What am I doing here?" My voice came out raw, sharper than I meant. "No, Leia, what are you doing here? At your ex's house, in the middle of the night, and you tell me not to be jealous? What the hell is going on?" Her face crumpled as she pressed a hand to her mouth, stifling a sob. Marcus straightened, his tone flat. "This isn't what you think." But the words sounded rehearsed, hollow, like even he didn't believe them. "Don't. I snapped, pointing at him. Don't talk to me like I'm the idiot here. My eyes locked on Leia, my chest so tight it hurt to breathe. Tell me the truth. Right now. She shook her head, tears spilling. Jake! I wasn't. Her words collapsed into a choked sob. I came to check on him. That's all. His dad died, and I thought I could help. Help. I laughed bitterly. The sound harsh and empty. That's what you call this? Weeks of pulling away, late nights, secrets. The way you look at me like I'm a stranger. And now this? How am I supposed to see it as anything else? She stood abruptly, her chair screeching across the floor. I'm not cheating, she said, her voice trembling but firm. I swear, Jake. Marcus was hurting. I felt guilty. We talked. It stirred old memories, but I didn't. Memories? The word hit me like a punch. What kind of memories, Leia? The kind where you forget you're with me? Her eyes flicked to Marcus, then back to me, and in that split second I saw it. The truth she couldn't hide. This wasn't just memory. It was alive, still burning. My knees weakened, and I gripped the doorframe to keep from collapsing. The room spun. Jake, please, she whispered, stepping toward me. I love you. I messed up. I shouldn't have come here. I should have told you. But I didn't do anything with him, I swear. I wanted to believe her. God, I wanted to. But doubt seeped in like poison, filling every crack in us. Then I saw it, on the table. A delicate silver chain with a small heart pendant. A necklace I'd never seen before. Not mine. Not ours. You kept his necklace, I said, my voice barely audible. After all this time? Leia's face went pale. Jake, it's not. Don't. My voice broke. Don't lie to me anymore. And with that, I turned and walked out into the storm. The rain swallowed me whole. Her sobs chased after me. But I didn't look back. The truth had already cut too deep.